Greetings, fellow action figure connoisseurs, and welcome to another episode of Digital Caveman Presents Transformers Friday. I, as always, am your host, the Digital Caveman, and today I will be presenting you with Transformers Legacy Voyager Class Cybertron Universe Override from the Walmart exclusive Velocitron Speedia 500 collection. Thank you for watching this video or any of my other videos that you may have run across, which I hope is all of them. Only support from viewers like you make this programming possible. Each view does count, and I do appreciate each and every single view that I receive. Thank you, and thank you so very, very much for supporting this channel through viewing. Comment below, like, share, subscribe if you'd like to see more reviews, or just help the channel out further, or both, that's even better. And don't forget to ding that bell so that in the future you will be notified as my new content becomes available. And with all that said, let's get into it. Let's start our engines with a look at the packaging. And here on the top flap we hear, the peg hook thingy. Some artwork of Override in her alt mode. Takara Tomy Generations Velocitron Speedia 500 Collection Transformers Legacy Velocitron symbol. A nice render of Override in her alt mode. Then on the front of the packaging, Velocitron Speedia 500 Collection. And then there's some artwork of her in her robot mode. Transformers Legacy Cybertron Universe Override Transformers Hasbro eating up. Voyager Class. On the bottom, Velocitron symbol. Transformers More Than Meets the Eye. Small print, fine print, legalese print, made in China, made in Vietnam print. I almost said made in China. I do say that a lot. But this is made in Vietnam. Symbols I'm not going to learn. A barcode and recycled. On this side, Velocitron symbol and something there in Cybertronian. Authentic. And then, the artwork wraps around to the side there. And then there's the full-on, well, not quite full-on, but, a larger portion of the artwork that does not swing around to the front. And Transformers Legacy. Finally, on the back, Cybertron Universe Override Velocitron Speedia 500 Collection. And there's some nice renders of her in both modes. Transforms in 19 steps. Warning! Attention! Achtung! Don't stick anything in your pie hole of any language that doesn't belong. And don't give it to the babies. Some more small fine made in Vietnam print. That thing includes figure, accessory, and instructions. Hasbro print. And that, my friends, does it for a look at the packaging. Let's take a look at Override in her alt mode. And first of all, let's take a look. Here's the handy dandy instructions. Velocitron Speedia 500 Collection, Cybertron Universe Override, Transformers Legacy, some Cybertronian Transformers. On the inside, nicely illustrated and very clearly printed instructions. No blur to them. And, everybody knows by now, I think, that I prefer the colors, the brighter colors of Buzzworthy Bumblebee and Kingdom on the instructions. Here is her accessory, which in robot mode it transforms into a weapon. But in this mode, it looks to me more like an engine. And as far as storage goes, it's, there's a post, there's a hole, and it just plugs in there. And to me, that looks like, part of the vehicle mode. Now let's take a look at the vehicle mode. Now the head's sticking up, and I'm not real fond of that. I think the original toy did that also, so maybe that's why they decided to go with doing that. I'm not sure. I I didn't really collect Cybertron stuff. I wasn't really into the cartoon either. But this is interesting. I was going to pass on this because I had no attachment to this character. But, I don't know. She kind of looks cool. And we got some paint here. I think that's a paint amp and that's a paint amp. All this red right here is paint. Some paint up here. Paint around the canopy. And then right there also. Then we got some paint right here. The rims are painted. And then this red paint. And this red paint. And then we got some paint amps back here on the back too. And you know, you can tell this is a race car even though it's a more futuristic or alien, you know, whatever you want to say it is. And it's nice looking. And, you know, it doesn't really, you know, there's gaps and stuff in it. But because of this being not of Earth, I guess it's not quite as jarring. The undercarriage is, you know, visible hand syndrome there, but again, it's not too bad. You're not going to be looking at the bottom of this in race car mode anyway. At least I wouldn't think you would. So very, very nice looking vehicle mode. And that, my friends, is a look at Override, Inner Alt Mode, and accessories. It's time for Alt Mode comparisons, and here is Override with the Robots in Disguise 2000 Leader Class Speedia 500 Scourge and the Voyager Class Speedia 500 Hauler. Here's Override with the Speedia 500 Deluxe Class Burnout from the Diaclone universe and the Speedia 500 G1 styled Deluxe Class Cosmos. And for our final Alt Mode comparisons, here's Override with the Titans Returns Legends Class Bumblebee and the Amazon exclusive Generation Selects Earthrise Alternate Universe or Dead Optimus Prime Leader Class. Ladies and gentlemen, it is now time for the comedy portion of our program where I attempt to transform this Transformer. So let's take a look. How should we start? Let's start by taking this off. And you know what? Let's go ahead and transform this part. So, I don't think this says it in the instructions, but I like to tilt those up just a bit. And then these are on a hinge right here and just swing out. And you just try to make them as straight looking as possible. Set that over to the side. Then I think what you want to do is unlatch the cockpit here. And as you can see, there's two tabs here in the front, and then there's tabs on the side too. So you just want to make sure that those are clear. Then you separate the front end, and it's on a hinge right here, and you pull those out, but it's on a double hinge because it's hinged here and here. And so You pull those out, and I just want to say, you can see this tab right here. Is it going somewhere? I thought it did. And then you can see there's a little blank space right here that clips in up here. And you hear the nice satisfying pop when you get it in there right. Then flip the toes down. Let's go ahead and do that on both sides. Straighten the legs up, point them forward. And this piece right here, you can see there's a hinge right here. And you lift that up, and there's a tab. You see this tab right here, and this slot right here. And you just kind of want to line those up, and they'll go right together. And you don't have to worry. There is a stop for this, so you won't push it up too far. And then there we go. That's all done. She's really tall. So then I think the next thing you want to do is the arm parts. You can see the hands here. Well, that one's already come loose, but you want to loosen them up because they grip right here. So you want to loosen that up, and then these are on a hinge. I guess you go ahead and separate them, and there's a hinge here, and then on the inside here, right here, there's another hinge. So you just kind of move those up. And then the arms, just take that whole, the tire assembly and everything. Oh, and I didn't notice that before. The tires are translucent red, so that's nice. And just flip those out. And this part, you can see there's hinged here and here. And I think what you do is put it straight up like this. And then this whole piece flattens out like that. And then the cockpit piece straightens up, and it tabs in. You can see there's two little itty bitty slots right there that line up with these posts. If you have it right there. Now the arms, again, they're on that hinge here, and here you can kind of see it better. But and I'll also, I forgot, it's on a slide right here. This post right here is on a slide, slides in and out. And so you put the arms up like this, and you kind of push them in, and at the same time you're pushing them in, you want to work this tab in right here, and then there's a tab right here by the head, and the slot is right there, and you kind of want to work that in while you're pushing it in at this point right here. And then we'll do the same thing on the other side. At least we'll try to do the same thing on the other side. And I do believe you have to have this lined up properly, or it will not slide in correctly. Or it won't slide in at all. Alright, there we go. Got that all tabbed into position. And then here is her... Oh! Forgot one step. Turn her hands around at the wrist. And then there's her weapon. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. There is Cybertron Universe Override, all transformed. It's time to take a look at Override in her robot mode. And accessories, I guess, again. And here we go, her weapon. Nice white. I think it's molded in this white, and then the red is the paint, and it looks that way. There's a little bit of slop right here, but it's really not that noticeable. And then nice detailing on this, and it looks cool. And then some slight detailing here on the underside as well. Nothing from the side, nothing really from the back. So, nice looking, cool little weapon. Now let's take a look at Override in robot mode. And it looks like, if you look right here, that looks like a clear piece. So it looks like she might have some light piping. And let's get that handy dandy pin light out and see. And no, it doesn't really look like there's any light shining through it all. So even though that's clear, it's not really a light pipe. I think there's just too much paint for it to get through there. So maybe originally she was supposed to have a light pipe, and then they decided to just paint it up. And speaking of that face paint, I mean, just the whole head is painted up very nicely. I want to say it's probably molded in this white plastic, and then the red, gold, and I think the blue in the eyes. Don't make fun of me, I'm handicapped, colorblind people. Don't make fun of handicaps. Whatever. So anyway, that's what I think the paint apps are on here. And again, you know, most of these paint apps are stuff we talked about in the alt mode, but then, you know, we've got some gold. This you could see in the alt mode, but then it goes around to the top and even the sides here. And then we got some gold up here, and again, this, you know, the gold and the blue on the canopy. And not much to say for the back. I mean, we've got these paint apps here that we looked at in alt mode. And so, you know, the deco on this is really nice. I'm glad I picked it up now. Let's talk about her articulation. She doesn't look up. She barely looks down. Doesn't really have any waggle or chicken neck. She can, with a little difficulty, do the full exorcist. At the shoulder, 360-degree rotation there. And it comes out to pretty close to 90 degrees there. There's a cut here at the bicep, and you can see that's on one of those double mushroom pegs. It gives you a 360-degree rotation. Then the elbow gives you, the bend at the elbow at least, gives you a little, slightly better than 90 degrees. And then there is rotation at the wrist. At the waist, because of this backpack piece, you know, she twists here and there just a little bit, and that's about it. However, it does appear to be on a mushroom peg, and if this wasn't in the way, it would do a full 360-degree rotation, but alas, the backpack is in the way. At the hips, she can give you the full splits plus a little more. Not much though, but still, it's a wonderful range of motion on a figure. She can kick forward that high. This leg piece here gets in the way. And then backwards, goes back about that far until the backpack gets in the way. At the upper thigh, there is a cut on a double mushroom peg that will give you a full 360-degree rotation. Single hinged knee gives you slightly better, well, pretty good bit better than 90 degrees of bend. Then at the ankles, she can tilt forward a little bit and maybe back a little bit. Not much though. And then rocker, a little more range of motion on the rocker than the tilt, but not by a whole lot. And then here again is her weapon. Doesn't feel like it's in there very good. But that's as far as it'll go. There we go, my friends. A look at Override in her robot mode. It's time for my favorite part of a Transformers review, robot mode comparisons. And here we have Cybertron Universe Override with the Speedia 500, Robots in Disguise 2000 Universe Scourge, Leader Class. Did I say it was Leader Class? It's Leader Class. And the G1 Voyager Class Hauler, also from the Speedia 500 collection. And here's Cybertron Universe Override, along with the Speedia 500 Deluxe Class Diaclone Universe Burnout, and the Speedia 500 Deluxe Class G1 styled Cosmos. For our final set of comparisons, here we have the Speedia 500 Walmart exclusive Voyager Class Cybertron Universe Override next to Titans Returns Legends Class Bumblebee, and then the Walmart exclusive Netflix Earthrise Leader Class Optimus Prime. For final thoughts on the Walmart exclusive Velocitron Speedia 500 collection Voyager Class Cybertron Universe Override, try saying that 3 times fast, I have to say, you know, there are some hits and misses, like, you know, lots of blank space here on the back of the legs, but looking on her from the front, you know, it's a very, very nice figure within it. I feel like she has a lot of deco on her. Again, as I said earlier, you know, this really isn't a character that I have a connection with, because most of my connection, of course, is with G1. But, you know, she's the leader of Velocitron, so I decided to go ahead and give it a try because she has an interesting look, and I'm really glad that I did, because she is a really great looking figure in both modes. And, you know, some of the blank areas in the alt mode doesn't really bother me because she's not an Earth vehicle. She's a space car, whatever you want to call her. But apparently she's really fast, because she continues to be the leader of Velocitron, who I think annually the Speedia 500 decides who the leader of Velocitron will be. But, you know, if you're on the fence about this gal, I hope that this review helped you out and helped you decide whether or not you wanted to go ahead and get this one or not. Me personally, I'm glad that I did, because it's just it really is a nice looking figure. That does it for the review I hope that you enjoyed it. I enjoyed making it. Only support from viewers like you make this programming possible. Each view does count, and I do appreciate each and every single view that I receive. Thank you, and thank you so very, very much for supporting this channel through viewing. Comment below, like, share, subscribe if you'd like to see more reviews or just help the channel out further, or both, that's even better. And don't forget to ding that bell so that in the future you will be notified as my new content becomes available. That's a wrap, folks. I'll see you next time.